throughout today here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the New York Jets. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. The give is to Bell. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A first carry for Trenton Cannon, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
At their own 22-yard line.
Right, 54. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
Hey, sound one. Yeah, let's go.
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with a tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Foles. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. On the ground, it's Reddick. Takes to midfield, but no further, just a yard there.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
Be alert, be alert.
57, Mike 57. Watch the slant, watch the slant.
Foles. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
So out now come the Jets, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. Well, you had to punt on your 1st drive, and on the 1st play of the 2nd drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, Haywood!
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Well, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. We're scoreless after 1. 2nd quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Hey, shoulder.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. That's the rookie with the catch, A.J. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, You've got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
On second down and 4, Foles. And this is caught by Lee. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquise Lee with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
A reminder, later tonight, Sunday Night Football will see a game in the NFL 100 Series, a rematch of the very first AFL-NFL Championship game, later, of course, known as Super Bowl I. It pits the Packers against... And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Avery Jones making his presence felt on the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Here's Darnold. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Calais Campbell, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
He's checking.
Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Let's get it.
You're set.
44's the mic. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
Young lady.
44's the mic.
Hey, wahoo! Hey, set.
Darnold from the gun. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
36.
Young lady.
44, Mike.
Hey, you.
Bring it.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Leonard Fournette, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and it's now 14-0. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
New York set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script, I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, this is Cannon. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game. Darnold on 1st down. He's going to air one out for Anderson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Riley Harrison. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 30. Now Foles, eluding the pressure right. He's going to, got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 21-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
3 bud. Right there, 54, right there, 54.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. A throw left side, complete to his receiver Westbrook. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Fournette running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
Number 53, Mike 53.
On 2nd and 11 now. Foles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
45, Mike. Check. Come off the ball.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on second down. On 2nd and 9, Darnold. But he will take this down to the 10-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Riddick with a carry. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Theo Riddick, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it is 28-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. And Darnold, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. They find some open field here.